March 13th. Brother Andrew.
Welcome to 365 Christian Men, where every day we aim to inspire and encourage with real-life stories about men.
Some people call him God's smuggler, but Andrew prefers the simple appellation, brother, a term that applies to all who believe. He thinks of himself as an ordinary person who has done extraordinary things simply because he follows Jesus. Brother Andrew's early ministry was to take Bibles and other evangelical literature to communist countries. In the 1950s, he founded Open Doors, an international, non-denominational organization of Christians committed to support persecuted believers around the world. With the fall of Soviet communism in 1991, Brother Andrew shifted his attention to the Muslim world, building bridges and friendships with Muslims so he could share the good news about Jesus with them. Brother Andrew has written 21 books, the first of which, God's Smuggler, published in 1964, describes his early efforts at unofficial delivery of Bibles, books, and tracts to Soviet bloc countries. On this date, in 1955, Brother Andrew made his first trip behind the Iron Curtain, a trip that set the scene for many more trips, including the one in today's story.
Given to God, even fear can lead to victory. The light streamed through the windshield of Brother Andrew's blue Volkswagen as he drove toward the shade of the Iron Curtain. He had taken a mission upon himself to bring Bibles and tracts to Christians living in Yugoslavia. The problem was, his cargo was completely illegal. 2 years earlier, in 1955, was the first time Andrew had gone behind the Iron Curtain. He had gone into Poland and Czechoslovakia, where he had seen Christians pressured to teach only what their governments allowed. Bibles were restricted and rare in those countries. Andrew knew he could help, so he purchased as many Bibles and tracts as he could, and he hid them in his car. As he approached the Yugoslav border, Andrew feared that if the guards chose to search his car, they would find the illegal Bibles and tracts in the Slavic language. A search would end his mission and his freedom. So Andrew prayed, "Lord, in my luggage I have scriptures that I want to take to your children across this border. And when you were on earth, you made blind eyes see. Now I pray, make seeing eyes blind. Do not let these guards see those things that you don't want them to see." 2 Yugoslav guards stopped Andrew's car. They seemed happy to see him, as Andrew was likely the first person to attempt a border crossing that day. Speaking in German, a language that Andrew and the guards could understand, he declared the legal items he was bringing. One of the guards inspected the car. If they looked too closely, Andrew would be arrested. While he had contacts behind the Iron Curtain, right now he was alone and no one was there to help him. A former military man himself, Andrew knew how to fight, but he was unarmed and outnumbered. He knew he had to rely on God. The guard opened Andrew's suitcase and began to sort through its contents. The illegal Christian tracts lay there in full view. Andrew kept chatting with the other guard and hoped that God would take care of the rest. Miraculously, the inspecting guard didn't even notice the tracts. The guard finished the inspection without finding anything suspicious, and Andrew was free to go. He successfully crossed the border and continued his mission to help his fellow Christians. Psalm 46, 1-3 says, "God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. Therefore, we will not fear, though the earth gives way, though the mountains be moved into the heart of the sea, though its waters roar and foam, though the mountains tremble at its swelling." Perhaps the guards weren't paying attention. Perhaps they were sympathetic to Andrew's cause, or perhaps the cargo had truly disappeared before their very eyes. But Andrew knew one thing. He knew God had delivered him that day. Where is fear robbing you of an opportunity? Given to God, even fear can lead to victory.
Thank you for listening to today's story. Every day of the year, our hope is to inspire you with real-life stories of faithful men who have gone before us. Hebrews 12:1 says, "Therefore, since we are surrounded by so great a cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight and the sin that so easily ensnares us. Let us run with endurance the race that is set before us." Join us tomorrow for another story at 365christianmen.com.